Moving through the night with a measured intention. Lines in my mind draw a quiet ascension. City on a loop, trying to pull my attention, but I thread through the static with a sharpened dimension. Logic, orbit in a cold breeze. Thoughts rotate, no break, hold degrees. Glow in the focus, flow with a bold ease. Codes in the vocals, unfold like old keys. I don't chase noise, poise in the intervals. Minimal, pivotal, steps stay reciprocal. Invisible principles, guide the elliptical route that I ride, strict analytical. Mindset veteran, lettering meticulous. Every little sequence, elegantly rigorous. Syllables accelerate, never inconspicuous. Rhythm in my chest beats clean, continuous. Street sense crafted, the intellect's tempo. Headstrong, calm, I advance with a gentle edge, so essential, subtle but eventful. Pages in my life turn crisp and sequential. Walking through the night with a measured intention. Lines in my mind draw a quiet ascension. City on a loop, trying to pull my attention, but I thread through the static with a sharpened dimension. Silhouette pacing with a tactful demeanor. Facts in the air, but my path cuts cleaner. Leaner with the language, angle like a keener. Deep in the cadence, refine no freener. Mapped out instincts, synced in precision. Half-day conflict, shrinking revision. Tracks stay distinct, sync with the vision. Fast lane diction, stitched in decision. Urban intuition with a calm type clarity. Rarity, emotion, coasting with parody. No parody, just small polarity. Balancing the weight of the world's disparity. Thoughts run silent, though the city runs loud. I walk with the quiet that humbles the crowd. Even in the dark where the doubts hang proud, I center my step and I cut through the crowd. Moving through the night with a measured intention. Lines in my mind draw a quiet ascension. City on a loop, trying to pull my attention, but I thread through the static with a sharpened dimension. I keep a vector fade, cut clean through the chatter. Mind stays level where the noise won't matter. Fast lane thoughts run crisp, no scatter. Every step paced with a frame that's flatter. Snapback logic in a post-built symmetry. Energy aligned, defined with efficiency. Digit in the system, I sift through the density. Break it into lines and refine the identity. Grid work, mental, gentle but directive. Perspective bending, never misdirective. Threads and the patterns connect in the collective. Fast with the letters, the edit stay effective. Move through margin, sharp with the cadence. Charged with the calm of a well-paced patience. Name in the data, but I never need maintenance. Wait in the phrase and raise from the basement. Steady in the sink, I ink my position. Shift in the city with a clean transition. Rhythms in the ribs keep driving the mission. Every verse built with a high definition. I keep a vector fade, cut clean through the chatter. Mind stays level where the noise won't matter. Fast lane thoughts run crisp, no scatter. Every step paced with a frame that's flatter. Locked in the logic while the downtown spins. Patterns overlap, stack tight like fins. Wind in my chest while the grid line thins, but I still keep stride where the insight wins. Pace stays present, essence in the airflow. Rare tone measured, pressure in a bare flow. Stair step memory layer like a bare bone. Blueprint, know I build paths I can care for. Side note lift, the gift in the scheme set. Sequence shift and drift through the presets. Every little index fixed in the clean net. Rhymes overrun, spun in a weak jet. When the pulse gets tight, I breathe in the metric. Even when the route turns rough, I correct it. Life draws lines, mind stay connected. Calm in the climb with a mind that's collected. I keep a vector fade, cut clean through the chatter. Mind stays level where the noise won't matter. Fast lane thoughts run crisp, no scatter. Every step paced with a frame that's flatter.
Taking every urban measure, keep the mind in line. Rough edges in the city still refine my spine. Clock ticks heavy, but the pace stays mine. Fast script driven in a tight design. Boom of the kick, thoughts split in a waveform. Brainstorm brisk in the mist where the days form. Late born patience, night coded ray form. Shift through the grit till the wit takes shape. Warm street beat, etiquette, delicate intelligence. Syllables accelerate, still stay elegant. Elements develop in a method that's prevalent. Never let the pressure make the presence irregular. Lane stays narrow, but my focus is thorough. Borrow no vision, my decision is thorough. Calm in the noise, I avoid every sorrow. Mind in the pocket where the metrics follow. Steps sink steady with the downtown pulse. Cut through the clutter with a clean grown pulse. Frame stays ready when the scenes get false. Truth in the route, no need for a loud convulse. Every urban measure, keep the mind in line. Rough edges in the city still refine my spine. Clock ticks heavy, but the pace stays mine. Fast script driven in a tight design. Line stack rapid in a pattern that's critical. Ritual habitual, font stays digital. Minimal residual, moves stay pivotal. I center every step like a stone in the physical. Mindset measured, tethered to precision. Rhythm in the ribs keeps shifting the vision. Pages of my past give weight to decisions. I craft every phrase in a phase of revision. Curbside currents try to pull me astray, but the mind outruns what the doubts might say. I rotate pace when the nights turn gray. Still chase grace in a straight line way. Cut crisp when the world gets loud. Stand firm grounded, never bend into the crowd. Even in the rush where the haze feels proud, I draw my own map through the maze unbound. I'm taking every urban measure, keep the mind in line. Rough edges in the city still refine my spine. Clock ticks heavy, but the pace stays mine. Fast script driven in a tight design.
I follow every signal trace, mind locked tight. Cutting through the overload, still I ride right. Chaos in the air, but the grid stays light. Every thought lined up in a crisp bite fly. Follow every signal trace, mind locked tight. Cutting through the overload, still I ride right. Chaos in the air, but the grid stays light. Every thought lined up in a crisp bite fly. Data in the headspace humming. Fast tune focus when the red lights drumming. Threads in the logic keep the downtown running. Shift through static with the insight cunning. Airwave tension later in a tight script. Mind so centered it resists every slight drift. Night lens vision with a clean cut light shift. Letters in the chest push depth through a bright lift. Calm type sentinel, mental imprecision. Minimal friction, intentional decision. Metric in the rhythm with a pulse set incision. Every single breath is a step with a mission. City tries bending my frame with the false cue, but I walk noise with the clear scope worldview. Stride stays fluent with the pace I fall through. Rhyme grid glowing in the shape that I carve new. I follow every signal trace, mind locked tight. Cutting through the overload, still I ride right. Chaos in the air, but the grid stays light. Every thought line lined up in a crisp by fly. Follow every signal trace, mind locked tight. Cutting through the overload, still I ride right. Chaos in the air, but the grid stays light. Every thought lined up in a crisp by flight. Paragraph sharp, aerodynamic mapped in the mirror. When the tempo gets frantic, lines cross paths in the math, build time at it. Every bar stacked with a calm mechanic. Frequency bends, but I keep my contour. Doubt knocks once but never gets through the door. I move with the truth that the tides can't obscure. My steps draw lines in a route that's pure. Fast form rhetoric, measured but emphatic. Waves roll heavy, but I cut through static. Inner city patterns in the code, it's comedic. I rise through the hum with a stance automatic. Noise grows thick, but I thin that stream. Breath stays slow while the lights all gleam. Life draws signals in a wide cross beam. I read every line till the doubts lose steam. I follow every signal trace, mind locked tight. Cutting through the overload, still I ride right. Chaos in the air, but the grid stays light. Every thought lined up in a crisp pipeline. I follow every single trace, mind locked tight. Cutting through the overload, still I ride right. Chaos in the air, but the grid stays light. Every thought lined up in a crisp pipeline.
Whoa, yeah, yeah. Walk with a Stoneframe Logic in a tight low light. Mind stays center while the city bites twice. Pressing in the hourglass till I move right. Yeah, fast flow, discipline, built clean, airtight. Yeah, boom in the backbone, step with a flat tone. Thoughts in a lock like a craft map, ladder zone. Half-grown doubts get crushed in the battle dome. Clarity carries me past where the shadows roam. Ink in my reasoning, lean with a swift thought. Deep mark memory, simmer in the mid-dark. No false energy, never let the drift stop. Precision in the diction while I build my grip part. Pace stays bullet line for defined intervals. Minimal residual, rhymes turn mineral. In the core pivotal, logic stay clinical. Every syllable threaded in a frame that's symmetrical. Downtown currents try to shake my pattern, but I filter every urge that invades my cavern. Mindset forged in the days that matter. Now I hold calm ground when the storms get scattered. Oh, walk with a Stoneframe Logic in a tight low light. Mind stays center while the city bites twice. Pressure in an hourglass till I move right. Fast flow, discipline, built clean, airtight. Crosswind friction, diction stays surgical. Curve through tension with a stance irreversible. Truth in the chest holds firm, non-circular. Thoughts cut vertical, swift but merciful. Measure in the breath when the tempo grows wild. Frame so stable that the chaos turns mild. Wise from the miles that I carry since a child. Now my lines form routes through a life rest out. Yeah, concrete, no band word avoided. I shift vocabulary so the verse stays appointed. City tries bending my arc, I rejoin it. Flow stays purpose, refine anointed. Late night intellect blends with the street grid. Heat in the beat, but my tone never needs spit. Reading every sign in the air with a clean wit. Mind outruns every doubt, I don't feed it. If the world moves crooked, I straighten my stride. Even when the pressure tries breaking my sides. Calm in the center where resolve reside. I hold my direction while the noise divides. Yeah, walk with a Stoneframe Logic on the logic. Mind stays center while the city bites wide. Pressure in the eyeglass till I move right. Fast flow, discipline, built clean, airtight. Yeah. Blueprint glowing in the night. Step by step I write my life. Neon on my jacket, tracing choices I've been stacking. Logic in my pocket, every plan is overlapping. Never chasing cloud, I let the silence do the talking. calculate the route, every setback turns to profit. Mind sharp, graphite, cutting through the pressure. Late night grind, made discipline my treasure. Blueprint folded in the corner of my chest where the fears tried to harm me, but I counted every step. I walk calm with a long range vision. Quiet confidence, no need for competition. Every misdirection toward a deeper intuition. Now I rise from the noise with a cleaner definition. Ian, neon lights got me through the cold nights. Blueprint tight, drawn across my whole life. No rush, moving with a grown mind. Slow burn, shaping every goal line. Hands steady, future looking so bright. Past heavy, but I'm stepping in my own light. Blueprint, carving to my soul spine. Neon, glowing, yeah, it's all mine. Smooth tone, but the focus never wavers. Patience in my blood, long game player. Turn pain into structure, fear in the layers. Now I stand on a map that I built from the failures. Switch pace, I'm drafting every chapter with intention on the page. I'm aiming for the meaning, not the temporary praise. Let the rhythm hit the ceiling while my thoughts stay engaged. Walking forward like the future, something already arranged. No violence in the script, piece stitched in the seams. Masculine and calm with a mind built gleam. Sharp like a skyline traced in ink. Every bar another bridge that lets my inner self light. Got me through the cold nights. Blueprint tight, drawn across my whole life. No rush, moving with a grown mind. Slow burn, shipping every goal line. Hands steady, future looking so bright. Past heavy, but I'm stepping in my own light. Blueprint, carved into my soul spine. Neon, glowing, yeah, it's all mine. Walk slow, let the concrete echo. My steps write stories only truth can settle. Neon blueprint shining in the air. I'm exactly where I chose, fully aware.
Yeah. Cold wind, warm heart. Harbor lights flicker. Let's drop anchor here for a minute. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, cobble streets echo back the weight of my decision. Every quiet night became a chapter of revision. Older now, carrying a calmer intuition. No rush in my stride, just a purpose with precision. Concrete breeze brushing through a thoughtful frame. Past battles made me stronger without needing to proclaim. I'm not chasing anyone, not playing any game. Just aligning all my values with the man I became. Harbor bells ringing like a memory stored. Each tone reminding me what all the nights were for. I built peace from the moments I used to ignore. Now I stand with a balance I can't trade anymore. Timeless harbor, where I anchor all my stories from the years I wandered. Breathe a little farther, let the tide wash off the weight I used to harbor. Oh, calm like water, flow steady even when the storms get harder. Grown my father, by trials that shaped the man who walks smarter. Late night bench by the pier, soft glow on the rails. Thinking about the times when the doubt took the scales. But I rose from the noise, wrote truth in the details. Turned fear into fuel, now it's wind in my sails. No flex, just depth, no facade to maintain. Strength in the silence where the real men remain. I keep my tone grounded, my presence never strained. A blueprint of resilience carved into my veins. Harbor mist drifting through a chill night sky. Life slowed down just enough to clarify why. I'm built from the grit, no shortcuts goodbye. Calm force rising with a long range eye. Timeless harbor, where I anchor all my stories from the years I wandered. Breathe a little farther, let the tide wash off the weight I used to harbor. Calm like water, flow steady even when the storms get harder. Grown my father, by trials that shaped the man who walks smarter. Waves hit the dock in a steady rotation. Peace in the pattern, no need for explanation. Timeless harbor, my quiet foundation, where every step forward finds its orientation. Yeah, yeah.
City moves, I calculate, steps precise. Every glance, every chance, roll the dice. Lessons written in the grind, gold device. Urban calculus, no luck, just inside.
Streets whisper logic, I move in stealth. Syllables that heavy, investing in my wealth. Eyes on the skyline, mind like a belt. Every twist and turn, my knowledge felt. Corners echo schemes, but I remain calm. Plans like blueprints, every move a song. Fast flows cut clean, precision is the charm. Mature in my stance, avoiding all harm.
City moves, I calculate, steps precise. Every glance, every chance, roll the dice. Lessons written in the grind, gold device. Urban calculus, no luck, just insight.
Pace accelerated, thoughts integrate. Every rival's play, dissected, analyze, they stay. Flows intertwine, internal rhymes create. Street born wisdom, nothing left to fate. Numbers in my head, rhythm in my veins. Every setback learned, every effort gains. Calculated pass through urban lanes. I rise unshaken, mastering these chains.
Yeah, city moves, I calculate, steps precise. Every glance, every chance, roll the dice. Lessons written in the grind, gold advice. Urban calculus, no luck, just insight. Every step I take, precision in the grind. Eyes on the streets, nothing left behind. Flow in a lace with the lessons I find. Calculated moves, mastery of mine. Concrete jungles hum, my thoughts articulate. Breaking down the blocks, every move deliberate. Syllables firing sharp, timing intricate. Life's a chessboard, every choice legitimate. Footsteps echo strategies in my wake. Observing every rival, every slight mistake. Fast flows collide, rhythms never break. Wisdom in the shadows, victories I make. Nightfall whisper secrets, only I perceive. Patterns in the chaos, pathways I conceive. Internal rhymes teach the stories I weave. Streets teach patience, a skill I believe. Connections thread tight, loyalty maintained. Every calculated risk, meticulously trained. Flows double time, energy sustained. Intellect and grit, nothing left unexplained. Every step I take, precision in the grind. Eyes on the streets, nothing left behind. Flow in the lace with the lessons I find. Calculated moves, mastery of mine. Subtle power, silent dominance display. Every verse a weapon sharpened, never sway. Enemies maneuver, but my stance conveyed. Knowledge is armor, wisdom's never delayed. I'm owning, building streets, aligning code. Fast flow, spinning, velocity bestowed. Internal rhymes ripple, intellect unload. Navigating life's maze, mastering my road. No flash, no glare, just strategy and poise. Every line a map, every word deploys. Calculated moves, cut through the noise. Steady hand, clear mind, silence all decoys. Every step I take, precision in the grind. Eyes on the streets, nothing left behind. Flow in a lace with the lessons I find. Calculated moves, mastery of mine. I've been a circuit runner, mind wired with the thunder. Numbers in the night blur, still I never go under. Pages of my life flip quick like a shutter. Keep it all alive, though the city tried to clutter. Pressure in the pavement, pacing with a razor rhythm, every single statement. Waited till I stay in prison, angles in my language, dangling and latent wisdom, breaking out the cage of the vacant cynicism. Grit in the cadence, lit with the gradients of lessons I collected from the grid of the radius. Meticulous with every little bit of the radius, mapping out the path with the craft so alien. Breath sinks tight with the skyline static, mind climbs high while the deadlines panic. I don't fold, no glitch in the schematic. I keep cool tone with a skill cinematic. Fast mind, fast line, cities in the backlight. Half nights been tightened in the last rhyme. Past fights with myself in a fast drive. Now I stack inside where the cracks lie. I've been a circuit runner, mind wired with the thunder. Numbers in the night, but still I never go under. Pages of my life flip quick like a shutter. Keep it all aligned. Though the city try to clutter. Move through the maze with a brain like a waveform. Storm in the core, but I stay in a safe form. Late born patience, early morning reform. Working every sequence until everything's reborn. Speed in the syllables, subtle when I pivot. Minimum adrenaline, wasted on the gimmicks. Digital intervals, ripple when I'm in it. Cynical critics get brittle from the physics. Sharp with the letters, I tell it the tempo. Echo in the metro, never sentimental. Still intellectual, subtle and essential. Grading every thought through a lens differential. Street coded ethics, deep mode analytics. Beat holds the metrics, I breathe through the hectic. My lane stay electric, frame so symmetric. Calm in the chaos, my aim's been perfected. Clock ticks loud, but my pulse outruns it. Mind so proud cause I built this summit. If the route gets clouded, I reroute from it. Every doubt shot against me when I drum it. I've been a circuit runner, mind wired with the thunder. Numbers in the night, but still I never go under. Pages of my life flip quick like a shutter. Keep it all aligned. Though the city tries to clutter. With the linear drift, I shift clean. Mind cutting through the noise like a split beam. City tryna bend my route with a quick scheme, but I thread truth through the loops of a slick dream. Steady with the linear drift, I shift clean. Mind cutting through the noise like a split beam. City tryna bend my route with a quick scheme, but I thread truth through the loops of a slick dream. Pulse on a pattern, I balance and scatter data in my head, running ladders through chatter. Manners of a man who can manage the clatter, turning every frantic advantage to matter. Sharp tone, never overblown in the dialogue. High road, tight mode, threading through the catalog. Night cold, bright low, riding with the solid jog. Inside in my stride, never falling in the fog. Clean with the consonants, lean with the accomplishments. Seen all the counterfeits, screened out the nonsense. Street-born confidence, deep-form documents. Mine stays dominant, set in my confidence. Oh, oh, oh. Steady with a linear drift, I shift clean. Mind cutting through the noise like a split beam. City tryna bend my route with a quick scheme, but I thread truth through the loops of a slick dream. Exterior, interior vivid. Every little pivot, deliberate driven. Signals in the system, I listen, I'm livid. At limits that mimic decisions I given. Focused on precision, my rhythm is practical, tactically adaptable, naturally mathematical, nothing dramatical, subtle but emphatical. Living in the lane where the grace is grammatical. Thought streams rapid, patterns overlapping, facts keep stacking. My stance never slacking, calm but attacking, aligned in the mapping. I rise through the static with lines everlasting. Slow breath in the chaos, clarity folds. I move through the layers where the rarity holds. Carried by the balance of the narrative told. My mind stays measured while the energy rolls. Steady with the linear drift, I shift clean. Mind cutting through the noise like a split beam. City tryna bend my route with a quick scheme, but I thread truth through the loops of a slick dream.
I write a velocity script, keep the pace aligned. World runs frantic, but it can't break mine. Fast frame logic in a tight baseline.
Every breath measured in a crisp design. Snap with the syntax, bend through the noise lane. Mind outruns any cut from the boys' game. Choice stays poised, I avoid the poised faint lines. Form grids where the real ones maintain. Pin to the rhythm with a calm wide intellect. Index stack with a self-built dialect. Inner city patterns in a coded architect. I check each step like a live fed intercept. Breath flows even when the rush gets heavy. Head so steady that the chaos feels petty. Move so clean when the arc gets sweaty. Draft each moment in a tone pure ready. Pulse in the page flips lanes like a shift kit. Syllables collide while the structure stays fit. Lit minimal flick in a phrase still a quick hit. I build whole roots from a tight knit big grid. I ride a velocity strip, keep the pace aligned. World runs frantic but it can't break mine. Fast frame logic in a tight baseline. Every breath measured in a crisp design. Night bloom focus in a bright line. Clarity, parody, phase when you move with disparity. Vanity shakes but I breathe in rarity. Carrying a calm that rejects all severity. High-coded memory measured in a long form. Mind stays warm where the chill winds swarm. Storm in the city but my will won't conform. I hold straight shape in a well-built norm. Lines in the lace, no waste in the tempo. Echo in the chest but the rest stays gentle. Pace parental, guiding every mental. I draft each bar with a stance transcendental. Waves in the air but I trace my own sequence. Speed stays seamless, deep with the pretense. Life runs tests with a pressure so frequent. Still my design holds firm, no grieving. If the world gets loud, I mute that track. Breathe once deep, then I loop right back. Pulse in my step keeps the root intact. I move through the noise with a mind on tack. I ride a velocity script, keep the pace aligned. Oh, the world runs frantic, but it can't break mine. Fast frame logic in the tight baseline. Every breath measured in a crisp design. I'm a syntax mariner, sailing through the mind waves, cutting through distortion where the night misbehaves. Fast flow artisans, measured like a time gauge. Every line sharpened from the life I engrave. Boom, clap, backbone, drifting the grain. Thoughts in a weave in a grid-built chain. Strain in the street, but I bend that frame. Never let the rush try to claim my lane. Wordsmith, discipline, ink stays militant. Brilliance deliberate, rhythm so vigilant. Wit stays intricate, step stays diligent. Lines so articulate, calm but equivalent. Mind climbs quiet in a high root symmetry. Energy center resisting all mimicry. Spin through the loops while I prune the periphery. Syllables stitching a map of my history. Frame stays leveled in the downtown panic. Pattern stay fluent when the tempo gets manic. Even in the static where the pressure feel volcanic. I breathe clean air with a stance epidemic. I'm a syntax mariner, sailing through the mind waves, cutting through distortion where the night misbehaves. Fast flow artisan, measured like a time gauge. Every line sharpened from the life I engrave. Rhyme grid turning in a fine line calculus, balancing the real with a tone that's fabulous. No excess, my reflex accurate. Root stays calm when the storms get hazardous. Meter in the chest, run smooth in alignment. Rest so poised that it quiets refinement. Rise through the noise with a calm assignment. Crafting each bar like a stone in confinement. City keeps pushing with a sideways motive. I stay focused, motion keeps uphold us. Mind stays motive, step stays votive. Truth in the tone, no script corrosive. Ink in the rhythm, precision in the ritual. Minimal visual, still unequivocal. Every syllable pivot stays unforgivable. Logic so physical, clean, indivisible. When the world grows sharp, I soften the stance. Let the breath reclaim every lost expense. Even in the dark where the doubts advance, I draft new routes with a fluent trance. I'm a syntax Mary, sailing through the mind wave, cutting through distortion, where the night misbehaves. Fast flow artisan, measure like a time gauge. Every line sharper, the life I engrave. I'm a tension reader, pacing through the tight lines. Mind scan shadows where the street rewind. Fast, clear focus on the baseline sign. Every breath measure when the pressure climbs. Yeah. Night grid ticking with a pulse too narrow. Thoughts draw arcs like a mid-flight sparrow. Calm in the chest where the doubt shoot arrows. I bend every threat till the weight turns shallow. High speed clarity, rare in the rush now. Brush down noise when the doubts try to touch down. Touchstone memory, kept in a hush bound. Frame where the pace feels crisp in the crush sound. Mind wide optics, topics stay minimal. Principles pivot on a clean line rituals. Digital intervals, hits so clinical. I ride through the static with a stance so literal. Even when the streets start pushing they fiction, I keep strong diction, pure in conviction. Every little beat gets mapped in precision. Grasp with position when I shift my vision. I'm a tension reader, pacing through the tight lines. Mind scan shadows with a street rewind. Fast, clear focus on the baseline sign. Every breath measure when the pressure climbs. Fast lane, semi-lit, steady in the grip. Signal in the distance, still I keep it in a script. No bluff energy, I never let the mirror slip. Truth in the stance, even when the figures twist. Pacing in the city where the tides get erratic. Patterns in the air go dense, automatic. Breath beat slow while the world turns frantic. I pause every moment with the tone pragmatic. Reason in the chest makes a step run straighter. Calm type nature, never chasing the theater. Rhythm in the pace grows sharp then greater. I stay one layer above the imitators. Wind shifts heavy in the fierce cross section. Still I maintain that clean mid-connection. Doubts lose form in the frame of reflection. I craft my route with the cold equal measure of direction. City moves quick but my logic stays tighter. Night grows thick and my vision gets brighter. Weight feels big but my stance stands lighter. I read each line till the tension turns minor. I'm a tension reader, pacing through the tight line. Mind scan shadows where the street rewinds. Fast, clear focus on the baseline signs. Every breath measure when the pressure climbs.